Well, hi everybody. I'm John Retland, and this is my review of WWE NXT for January 8th, 2020. Sorry for not reviewing the last couple weeks of NXT TV. The Christmas special really wasn't worth it in my personal opinion, though it was fine, and last week's episode was just a highlight package with the year-end awards, so cool. This episode was kind of interesting. There were things I liked, there were things I didn't like, and it was hyping up a couple different shows. One, it was hyping up events that were going to be taking place on weekly NXT TV in like a couple weeks, and then Takeover Portland, and also for the Sunday UK Takeover Blackpool 2, which I also want to mention I'm going to be reviewing, but on delay because I have to work early that morning. And before I get into the review any further, I want to plug cat_woman13's YouTube channel. If you check out my page, I have a featured channel, little window, I believe, there, and it has a link to her channel. Check it out. She does some great work. NXT, Raw, SmackDown reviews. She's going to be doing pay-per-view reviews. I'm trying to encourage her to continue to do the channel, as I feel she has a lot to offer, and I think she can do some really, really good stuff. It's totally up to her, but just wanted to say, you do really good work if you happen to be watching this. Great stuff. Keep it up. Rome isn't built in a day, and guess what? It takes a while to build an audience. You're doing great goddamn work. So, now we go with the review and hype for the Dusty Classic. Dusty knew how to book tag team wrestling, and they're honoring him with an 8-man tag team tournament. Okay, cool. Now we start up with Rhea Ripley. Boy, between the two promotions on Wednesday, Rhea Ripley sure looks like a women's champion, doesn't she? God, she looks like somebody that could actually kick some goddamn ass and everything. I hate to draw comparisons there because both promotions have great things that they're doing and things that they need to improve on, but fucking hell, the two women's champions, it's not even fucking close. I mean, it's just not even fucking close. Rhea Ripley talks about being the champion and everything. Toni Storm interrupts her, says, hey, I beat you once, I can beat you again. I'm going to win the UK Women's Championship, become a 2-time champion at TakeOver Blackpool 2. And then at Worlds Collide, I'm going to beat you, and I'm going to become Tony Two Belts. Well, the crowd actually starts chanting that. Cool. I thought that Toni Storm and Rhea Ripley had some pretty good chemistry, though I thought the Toni beating Rhea so soon was a bit what it was. It wasn't great. But, it's worked out for Rhea, and now she's the women's champion in NXT. But cool, okay, they got some good chemistry. We can see what happens here. But suddenly, Kaylee Ray, the current UK Women's Champion, interrupts and says, no, you're not going to beat me, this kind of stuff. I'm the champion, all this. And then Io Shirai comes out, cuts a little promo in Japanese. Bianca Belair, who actually is charismatic, needs some better goddamn material. It's now getting kind of to the point where it's just grating. Stop trying to make fetch happen. It's not going to happen. It's the best way I can describe it. But Bianca is a star. Just this promo wasn't doing it for me. And then Candice LeRae comes out. And okay, we get that, and we get a brawl between the women. And then the ring announcer says, I just received a word from William Regal, that is, that we are going to get a 6-woman tag team match. Okay, then. I don't know why Regal didn't appear. Whatever. Maybe he wasn't there anyway. I have no goddamn idea. But anyway, cool. The ring announcer makes the matches now, and we get this 6-woman tag match. Toni, Rhea, and Candice versus Kaylee Ray, Bianca, and Io. 6 women, human centipede together. That's right. I was going to find a way to work that in. This match was good. There was a good amount of heat on Candice. Everybody got a chance to shine, do some really good stuff. Given a lot of time, also, this match was given like 15 to 20 minutes. I mean, it was good. This was a good way to hook people, show the women, show that, all 6 of these women work really goddamn hard and are, really great athletes. And at one point, Io is trying to, set Toni Storm up for the moonsault. Everybody else is down, but Bianca suddenly tags her and says, no, I got this. Whatever. I'm the EST of NXT. And Io just looks at her, huh? And then just as I believe she got her up for the KOD, Bianca did. She got Toni Storm up. Io's just like, okay, fuck this. Jumps up on the ropes, does the springboard drop kick, and then hits her. And then Rhea gets tagged in. And it hits the riptide, pins Bianca, 1, 2, 3. Cool. Okay, good. It was a good way to do it. Bianca taking the pin, I didn't necessarily have a problem with, because at this point, she's probably going to get moved up, or probably going to get moved laterally to either Raw or SmackDown, because there really isn't anything for her to do. What are you going to have her do? Challenge Rhea for the title and lose? She's had some opportunities and has already lost. She isn't somebody that necessarily needs a championship in NXT the way they're building it with a lot of the women. I think she could flourish on Raw and do some pretty good stuff. Or SmackDown, who knows. We then get a Keith Lee promo. We get little promos from every single one of these guys that are going to be in the four-way match later. And we get Ciampa's package on display. Cool. Okay, he wants Adam Cole in the worst way. I think we get a variation of this package playing a little bit later. Then we get Fabian Eichner and Marcel Barthel of Imperium versus Forgotten Sons, Blake and Cutler. It was a Dusty Classic first round match. It was fine. It was well done. Forgotten Sons got in some good moves and everything, but Imperium had to get the victory here. There was no reason why Imperium, should have been put in any kind of danger. And there were a couple spots, mainly because of Forgotten Sons, while good workers. I don't really give a shit about the gimmick. But again, they didn't look necessarily weak in defeat. The European Bomb, the huge uppercut, 1, 2, 3, and Imperium advances as they should. They will probably get to the finals. Maybe we will see, but this is good. This was good stuff. It wasn't a match I necessarily cared for, but it wasn't bad. We then get Matt Riddle talking about him teaming up with Pete Dunne, and he says, "Well, I'm a bro, you're a bruiserweight, so now we're the broserweights." I can appreciate bro puns. I only make a few of them here and there, and I can. If Derb is watching this, I can already, I can already hear him and see him shaking his head, and everybody else shaking their heads because, yeah, I say a lot of bro puns. It's kind of what I do. But okay, it was a fine promo, and we're getting that match next week with Riddle and Dunne versus one of the other teams. They announced the teams, and I just kind of tuned it out and everything. No, they announced one of the other teams. It was really kind of interesting. We then get Austin Theory versus Joaquin Wilde, the former DJZ, who actually met last year at a couple Without a Cause events. Great guy, by the way. Great guy. If you ever get a chance to meet him at one of the NXT events, if he does a signing, seriously, great guy. This is mostly a get-over match. Wilde did get in a few shots, but they clearly see Austin Theory as a big star. It's not that they don't see Wilde as a star, but he just came back from injury, had some kind of eye injury, just came back to TV, so this is kind of a way to get him warmed back up and everything on there. And Theory hit a TKO variation, got the 1, 2, 3. Cool. We then get Damian Priest with 2 women. He is hyped up for the 4-way, and if he wins, we'll probably have a 3-way later. Boy, I'm really, being a full-on dick, aren't I? But we then get Fish and O'Reilly of the Undisputed Era, which, of course, I led by Adam Cole, as I try to do my droopy impression and kind of just sound weird like I'm tired, versus Wolfgang and Mark Coffey, the current UK Tag Team Champions versus the NXT Tag Team Champions. It's Gallus versus the Undisputed Era. UE versus GS. I don't know what the hell's going on anymore. This is good. This was a very good match. It's a very good way to lead into the second hour. These two teams got a lot of time, hitting some really, really good moves, great strikes. Just very well wrestled, as you would expect with these guys. At one point near the end, everybody had hit some pretty good moves, and while the referee was distracted, Wolfgang's on the ropes. Adam Cole hits a kick, and suddenly the high-low, 1, 2, 3, and O'Reilly and Fish pick up the victory, as they should have. And I don't think that, I think this guarantees that Wolfgang and Coffey are going to retain the tag team championships, unless they just suddenly want to get rid of them, because you had, Morgan and I almost said Morgan and Webster, but Morgan and Andrews, win them at TakeOver Cardiff, and then they lost them soon after. So who the hell knows? Excuse me. The whole point of this is I think it's going to be very interesting what happens at Blackpool 2. No, I'm not going to be doing predictions for that because I haven't kept up on enough of UK TV. So, fine match. We get a Gargano promo. Excuse me. By the way, apologies for this weather change kind of affecting my voice. He got some boos. He got quite a few boos. He did say to about Balor, when you got that call to go up, to go up there, you went. You left that NXT flag down. I picked the flag up and took NXT New Heights, put it in a spaceship and took it to space, or a rocket ship and put it in space. It was a messy promo. But okay, cool. All right, Gargano got some promo time. And I believe Balor came out and said, they should call you Johnny Promo because that's all the doctors will clear you for. That was a pretty good line. That was a pretty damn good line. We're gonna get that match probably at Takeover Portland, I imagine. I know somebody that's watching was very excited to see Finn Balor. I'm sure you were, weren't you? You know who you are. But cool. Okay, good. It's a good promo battle. Good way to hype up this match. And this is going to be a hell of a match at TakeOver Portland. And then we get Cameron Grimes promo. He just has to win. He has to win. And then we get the announcement that the Time Splitters are reuniting. Kushida and Alex Shelley. Okay, I didn't expect to see Alex Shelley on NXT TV in 2020. And I love Alex Shelley. I think him and Chris Sabin were an incredible tag team. Motor City Machine Guns, one of my top 50 favorite tag teams of all time, if we're being honest. And my God, that's great. It's great to see. I don't know why they didn't save it for a pop. Maybe they thought it would leak. I'm not sure. But my God, this was an incredible buzz. Great stuff. If you have not seen Alex Shelley wrestle, I encourage you guys to check out the Motor City Machine Guns, Shelley and Sabin versus Beer Money, Robert Roode and James Storm. Seriously, check them out. They are absolutely great. And they had other great matches as well, but those are like some matches in Impact Wrestling that really stick out in my mind. So we then get Mia Yim versus Kaden Carter, and I didn't care. It's not that these women aren't talented. I just didn't care, and it was definitely a get over match. Each woman got some shots, and the whole protect your neck thing, off the ropes. Mia Yim got the victory. Cool. They had a show of respect, and then suddenly Chelsea Green shows up and attacks and lays them both out. And then we get Robert Stone, who's the former, Robbie E from Impact and has been a manager for, various people on, NXT live events. We saw him with Dan Matha and I believe Riddick Moss. And it was great. It was great to see. It was great to see him finally, live, where it's like, I know he's been employed by WWE for a bit. He shows up on NXT TV and he says, oh, he's got the hottest free agent here, literally and figuratively. So Chelsea Green, she's a heel. Cool. They're finally featuring Chelsea Green. Good. She's not going to get lost in the shuffle on Raw and SmackDown. They might be featuring her and actually doing something. And hey, they're bringing managers back. Because Robert Stone actually can wrestle, but if they're just going to use him as a manager, it's a pretty good idea. Because he is a pretty damn good talker. He won me over, despite how goofy that whole gimmick was. And it was the Robbie E gimmick. But he made it work. We then get Ciampa saying he wants a shot at Adam Cole. And, excuse me, I don't know if we're getting that on TV or if we're getting that at Portland. So we then get a Women's Battle Royal next week for it's the number one contendership. And Bianca, Candice, Dakota, Vanessa, Kaden, Chelsea, Mia, Santana, Santana Garrett, Io, Shotzi, and Zaya. Cool. Okay. I don't know who the fuck's winning. Probably one of the heels, Chelsea Green. They could have Chelsea Green win, but they might have watched. They have Bianca win. She challenges Rhea anyway. So then we get Damian Priest, Dominic Dijakovic, Vic Grimes. Jesus Christ, I've been watching too much weird shit. And Cameron Grimes, and then Keith Lee as well. It's number one contenders match for the North American Championship shot. And oh boy, this match was something else. It was a pretty damn terrific match. There was a lot of really, really cool spots. Everybody got a goddamn chance to shine. It was a spot fest. It was an absolute spot fest. That's not a complaint at all because they made it a lot of fun. It was a melding of good styles and body sizes and everything and ability. It just worked really well. Lee at one point catches Damian Priest and then just starts beating both of the other opponents with him, just beating one motherfucker with another motherfucker. And then Priest dives sometime later. We get Finisher City. Everybody's hearing the finisher, but nope, nobody can get a 3 count. And then Lee does, his spot where he, gets some, big power moves in. And Mauro Ranallo says, ain't nothing but a Lee thing because Mauro Ranallo is just that goddamn good. And, Grimes just goes absolutely nuts, hits the stomp on the apron. Of course, the hardest part of the ring, goes for the finish, but nope. Keith Lee just with a grizzly bear paw, slaps those chops and then hits the spirit bomb. 1, 2, 3. So Keith Lee is facing Roderick Strong, I believe they said in 2 weeks for the North American Championship. Keith Lee does not win. That's going to be disappointing. He should win at this point. The kind of guy gets the gold off of the Undisputed Era. because I think it's about time you move the Undisputed Era somewhere, somewhere else. Maybe to SmackDown. We'll see. But I think they've done about all they can in NXT. I'm going to say, here's the thing about it. I enjoyed quite a bit of it, but there were certain things that dragged it down. There were certain things I did not care about. I enjoyed the first match. I enjoyed, the Fish O'Reilly and, Gallus match. And I enjoyed this. And I enjoyed Chelsea Green showing up on, showing up like, back up on NXT TV and them actually using her. And Robert Stone being that. So that's great. The problem is it was a lot of filler. So I'm going to say B minus. I was waffling between a B and a B minus, but it's just I can't in good conscience say B when there was stuff I didn't really enjoy all that much. But it was a solid show, just not quite a solid B. So B minus. If I forget to put a poll up here, please let me know in the comments. Once again, apologies for my voice. As this weather change, all the winter and everything can kind of affect people's voices. But anyway, agree, disagree with what I said. Like, share, subscribe. Twitter handle in the description. I'm John Ritlin. I'll see you soon.